Okay, we are gonna do a live workout today, and if you are catching the replay, fantastic. It'll probably be even better because you can get prepared and get a yoga mat and a yoga block. So we're gonna do a hip and pelvic floor stretching and strengthening workout at the wall today. I think it's gonna be a really great one. I was inspired by my own yoga teacher in my area. She did a wall yoga class today, and I love these stretches. Let's get started. Like I said, you just need a yoga block, a yoga mat, and a wall. Okay, so you grab your yoga block and you put it on the second height, so not the lowest, but the second height, and you're gonna just be right on it with your sacrum, the back of your pelvis, and you're gonna have your feet, like my hands right now, but your feet are gonna be flush up against the wall. So they're gonna be really, really supported on the wall. And what it feels like is literally, so your hips are elevated, so really great for prolapse. It helps decompress and kind of release your pelvic floor, but your body feels like it's floating in space. It's really cool. Let's go ahead and do it. So, second height for the yoga block. And you kind of have to like measure this. No, that's too far. So you kind of have to inchworm up. And then try again. Oh, that's too close. Okay, that feels like just right. Maybe a little closer. Okay, so my feet are like maybe a foot off the ground. And you just relax, so the feet are firmly pressed into the wall. It should feel really good, like you're just hanging in one straight line. Couple of deep breaths. Again, you might have to adjust yourself if you feel like you're too far away and your feet are slipping down. We don't want that. You really want them supported by the wall. You might feel your hip and hip flexor muscles starting to kind of like relax and unwind and feel like everything's just letting go once your body realizes that it's safe and it's okay. Like you're just hanging there and it's safe to just hang here in space. Feels so good. Okay, but I'm going to go ahead and stop so we can move on to the next move, which actually requires you to get really close to the wall. Okay, we're gonna do a straddle. So you wanna get your bum really close to the wall, so really close to the edge. And then you come down and you bring your feet up and you get right up to it and just let your legs drop all the way apart. Wide straddle, should feel really, really good. Maybe you're up here and that's okay too, but just as wide as possible, opening up the inner thighs. Two or three nice deep breaths. One more deep breath. And then you bend up your legs and you bring your feet together and your knees apart, so it's a butterfly on the wall. So just a really, really nice relaxed butterfly. Your feet can come down as close as they want and just rock. Maybe even flap your butterfly wings a little bit. Breathing deeply. And I'm just gonna enjoy the heck out of my own practice. I don't know if anyone's playing along with me, but I'm just gonna enjoy this. It feels really good. One more. Let me see what's next on my little list. Deep squat on the wall. So this is like malasana or a deep squat stretch. So you just put your feet like a yogi squat. So you put your feet up on the wall like you're in a deep, deep squat, but this is a lot safer for people who have pelvic floor concerns and they're worried about all that downward pressure if they're doing a full squat. So this should feel really good, even if you have prolapse. It's gonna open the pelvic floor, and then you can even place your hands at your heart. Just pressing those feet into the wall, opening up the pelvis and breathing. Couple more deep breaths. One more deep breath. Now bring your feet together and just let your legs kind of flop apart a few times, maybe even windshield wipers side to side. Feels different on the wall, windshield wipers on the wall. And then let's do a strengthening bridge. So this is a great way to decompress or relieve the pressure on the pelvic floor if you've been standing all day, on your feet all day, or if you're waking up in the morning and just want to feel good on your pelvic floor, you just roll up, roll, 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 roll. If you have any neck problems, be careful, don't go too high. But if you don't have neck problems and you want to go even higher, it's almost like a little shoulder stand. You can just go mini here. Only if that feels good. Stretching, stretching, and then maybe come down and maybe scoot back a tiny bit and just do 8 to 10 bridges, just up and down. Let's do 7 more. 7, 6, squeeze those butt muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, breathing steadily. Last one and down. And then wiggle yourself closer again and cross one leg over the other. So a little figure 4 stretch. Maybe press your hand out against that knee. Ooh, deep hip stretch. Breathing deeply. And then go to the other side. Oofta. Switch it over to the other side. Press that knee away from you, feeling it in the outside of the hip. And then next we're gonna go into Gomukasana legs. So it's another deep hip stretch. So what you're gonna do is make sure that you're nice and close with your bum to the wall. And you're gonna cross one leg over the other, all the way crossed. So they're tightly crossed like your knees are close together. And then you're gonna walk your feet out away from each other. So feet are walking apart and my knees are stacked. Should feel really, really good on both hips, especially this right one. Breathing deeply. One more breath. And then unwrap the legs. Ooh, unwrap. Do you like all the sounds? Okay, cross tight and then bring your feet away from each other. Feet walk apart from each other. And my knees are walking toward the wall. Try to make sure your hips stay square and they don't jack up on one side. So your hips are square, knees are stacked, and feet are going apart from each other. One more deep breath. And release. Let's do boat pose, and then we're gonna flip onto our belly. So scoot back. Maybe take one more little saddle stretch just to kind of let everything go. Relax, relax, relax. And then turn to your side, press up, and we're gonna do boat pose for strengthening and also stretching the hamstrings. So just place one foot up on the wall. So leg is up against the wall. I wonder if the lighting, it's just pretty bad lighting. It's really contrasty. Sorry about that. Okay, so we stretch one foot up against the wall. Don't let your spine round. You want to be really tall and lifted through your spine. And then go to the other side. One leg at a time, just stretching the back of the leg. Spine is long. Feel if you feel tighter on one side. Like this side, my hip wants to pop up like this. Don't let that happen. You want to press your hips down, stretching the back of the leg. Now to do boat pose for strengthening the abs, you want to have your feet pressed into the wall and your legs straight. So your feet are being supported on the wall. You can wiggle your hips back so you're nice and sitting on your sitting bones. You don't want to be rounded like this. You want to be tall and lifted. So play with this so that you feel like the wall is supporting you as you're lifted through your spine and holding on behind your thighs. Feel a stretch in the back of your legs and your abs pulling in, so strong belly, lifted heart. And if this feels okay on your pelvic floor, if this feels okay on your abdominals, then you can release one hand and maybe the other. Stay lifted, stay lifted, stay lifted. It's a lot of work on your hip flexors. Lift, lift, lift through the pelvic floor. Lift, lift, lift through the abs. And release down. Oh, so again, that one is a little risky. If you have any back pain, if you have any prolapse, diastasis recti, you've got to be really careful with that one. It's a lot of work for the hip flexors. So now let's stretch the front and strengthen the back on our belly and do locust pose where your feet are pressing into the wall. So you're going to come down and you're going to press your feet into the wall, hands behind you, and then lift your upper body off the ground. Press, 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 press. Pressing into my tiptoes, pressing evenly, both sides. And release down. Then come up and come closer. I'm gonna move my camera. Hello. Now you're gonna come down and we're gonna do sphinx pose. So you might need to be careful at how you get down like this. Maybe come onto your side. And your knees are gonna be at the wall edge and you're on your belly. So your knees are at the wall and feet are up on the wall. Shins are on the wall, feet are touching. And maybe this is enough just to lie down. Or maybe you wanna do sphinx pose where you come up onto your elbows. It just feels really good for the quads and the hip flexors. See, those feet are up on the wall. Breathing deeply. Great for digestion. And then come on down and let your feet drop side to side. Just release the back. Then let's try half frog. So you're gonna leave my left foot up on the wall like it is, and my right leg is gonna come out to the side. and I'm still up on my elbows. Oh my gosh. So see, this foot is still up on the wall, and now this leg is on the floor. It's so good. It's so good, I promise. If you're watching this and want to try it later, it's a good one. If it's too much, if it pinches your back, if it's painful right there, then come onto your elbows. This is a really great pelvic floor release and hip release. Neck is long, shoulders are down. And then you bring that side leg back. Maybe release your feet a little bit, side to side. And do the same thing on the other side. So now my right leg stays up on the wall and my left leg comes out. You probably can't see it, but my left leg is out like a half frog stretch. And I'm up on my elbows. Shoulders down, away from my ears. And just breathing. Stretching the hip flexors, the iliopsoas muscle, and also the adductors, the inner thigh muscles. And then bring it back. And release those legs. And then carefully come up, however you can, and just do a nice little child's pose to end it. So inhale nice and tall, and then exhale. Make sure you inhale tall and then exhale all the air out as you fold forward. So inhale and then exhale, 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 all the air out. One more deep, deep breath. Tent the fingers, little spider fingers. Stretch out the back. And then walk your hands up. Use those strong arm muscles. And that's it. Hey. That felt really good. Thanks so much for watching this replay of an Instagram workout that I did. I hope that you'll come and follow me over on Instagram at Vibrant Pelvic Health and subscribe to my YouTube channel and also check out my website, vibrantpelvichealth.com.